So we're back with another open box. So I've told you all we're gonna have a lot of open box. I actually have a lot to catch up on, but thanks for supporting the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I am hoping to get 1,000 subscribers for Christmas. If you could make that happen, it would be awesome. The wide body build is going on. Lay the paint on the actual body. I will post that color coming up soon, so follow the IG page so you can see the color of the car when it is announced. And we are going to get into another open box as far as headers, okay? So as far as these headers were concerned, I got these headers. I already have some Skunk 2 Alpha headers, no plug because they're not paying for that. But in context to let you all know as far as money is concerned, what I did and why I'm choosing to go the direction I'm going in, I was going to go ahead and the paint bay is changing. The scheme of the paint bay is changing. So that means sometimes you don't want to risk a set of headers for something that you're doing that you've never done before. And I've never coated headers before, and at the same time, I don't want to lock myself into a coated header and then it doesn't come out the way I like it, and I don't have a header to go back to without making a purchase and then waiting for that purchase to come in. So what I've done is I purchased a header that already came black. About $135. You could do your research. I'm not going to shame the company, although I will let you know about my experience. But this is the header that I purchased, and it says DNA Motorsports, and I'm going to let you know right now, the company that you will order this header from is not DNA Motorsports. So I'm going to get this header out. Came black. I thought it would be a solution. This way I can keep the other header and just run this. But unfortunately, first of all, I'm going to show you how they pack this header. This is how they pack the header. And as you can see, there's already damage here and there is damage here. Let me go ahead and show you all the damage on the header actually. All right, there's damage here. So look at that. Damage here, damage here. So you can imagine that likely you probably would have some damage on the actual header. Well, damage on the actual header is this, okay? I'm gonna show you. This is how they pack the header, right there. No bubble wrap, no type of material to brace the header, nothing to keep the header secure. The only thing you have is this plastic coating. So we're gonna go ahead and get that out. And let's take this header out of here. All right, so with the header here, we did get our normal assortment of extra parts. Of course, I also had to sign a disclaimer because this header, I believe, came out of California. So per their admissions, you have to sign a waiver piece of paper saying road only use, all this stuff that pretty much says, we're telling you that this header is not emission worthy and we're not guaranteeing it is, and you're accepting responsibility, which was crazy. That's the first time I've ever done that on a header. So you're gonna get your gasket, all right? You're gonna get your 2 bolts, which are going to attach your header to your test pipe or your catalytic converter. And then the rest of the bolts for the header will come from what's already installed there. Of course, I am doing custom hardware on that, so not doing the regular stuff. And you get your little donut gasket. So we put that to the side. Now, this is what I got out of here. We're gonna compare and contrast the other header because I ordered another header. Now remember, this is roughly $135. I will credit the company for at least giving me a $25 refund. Okay, so take that how it may. So we're gonna get this plastic off of here. Go ahead and put those back in there. And at first glance, the header actually looked pretty good. At first glance, the header looked pretty good. Look at it, it's black. It's about satin, a little bit more shiny than I'd like, but I would imagine that might dull off. But then as you start really looking, you'll see that there's damage here where the coating has been damaged and broken, damaged here. And I'll bring some close-up B-roll shots so you can see this. There's some scratches here, and as well as, where was the other damage? Because it was pretty ugly to me. Oh, right here on the flange side. So right here on the flange. So immediately I called the company like, hey, listen, the header's damaged, you left, and what happened is, not on top of shipping, but they left this loose in the pack, so this beat up on the header a little bit too. So really what happened is this, okay, I called the company up, I asked him, I said, hey, the header's damaged, the coating's damaged, and that's the most important thing, plus there's a ding or so on it. What are we doing? So what they suggested is, hey, we can send you out the paint that we used to paint this. And I was like, okay, this is not ceramic coated. No, they used VHT paint. So I thought this was a pretty bad offer to tell me, the customer, we'll send you out the VHT spray rattle can paint and we'll issue you $25. No, that's all they want to do. They want to issue them in paint, not the $25. So I said, okay, so I got to get this paint, but then I have to put the time into prepping. And of course, you already know if paint settles to a degree and then you repaint over, you're going to have to paint the whole thing. That's an hour's worth of time. Most average shops are $65 to $80 for body work. So that's not worth it for me. I'm doing as much work as it costs for the header. So no, I don't really want that. What else can you do? So anyway, at the end of the day, they want to end up discounting it to the point of breaking it down to $100. So I'm going to sell this header for $100 to somebody who likely will use it, that's maybe not in as personalized or specific build as I am, and these are B series GSR headers. So that's one set of headers, okay? We're gonna put that set of headers right there. Now what I did is I said, you know what? Maybe the route is, this is a moment where less expensive doesn't turn out so great, okay? You can go ahead, where's my screwdriver? Because we're gonna do a tone test. You hear that? That tone right there, and we're gonna compare that tone to the other header that I have right here. So I'm gonna get that bad boy up here. All right, so we got this header. This is, this header right here is coming from PLM. We're gonna cut this open. You can see, better packing job. We got paper packing, thick paper packing, padded paper packing. We got some air pocket packing. So we got quite a bit of packing in here that was not in the other box, okay? So you don't want to shop at that company. Now, I'm telling you, you can find out exactly who that company is if you just research black B series headers. They'll come up. There's not a lot of companies selling these headers already black like this, so it's not hard. Not a lot of investigation. So right there, we got our regular pack. And we'll notice that we'll get some of this stuff out of here. Let's go ahead and get some of this paper out of here. They got the pack taped to this, which is good as well, but they also put a piece of cardboard in here to save and to support the gasket. So that's also good. And this is not just rolling around, it's sealed packing in there. So we can go ahead and just cut this off right here. Take that out of there. All this other packing, let's get that out. All right, so pretty well packed. Let me make sure there's nothing else in the box. Nothing else in the box. So pretty well packed. This plastic right here is a way higher mil spec, probably at least 4 or 5 mil compared to the plastic they put that in, just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get this thing unwrapped. Tucked in here, the bong is in place. This is not loose rolling around. All right, so let's do, so right here, I can tell this one a bit heavier. This one feels a bit heavier. There's not a lot of welds on here because of the tube structure. You got your Y right here, you got your Y right here. They come into the collectors, go into 2 tubes, then shift into 1 tube here, all right? Versus this one. Now there's a performance debate about which one of these variations yields better results on top end or bottom end. Here, you pretty much got 4 to 1. All 4 tubes come down into a single collector going into one right here. So already, just to point out, not that we're comparing that, 2 different types of headers. I don't really care. I'm not really going for extreme performance. Either one of these headers, I'm pretty sure in its configuration will be just fine. So now we'll do the little tap test. You could tell, this sounds like something out of a park. Listen to that. Listen to this. A lot more solid metal over here, okay? A lot less tin sounding. These welds look good. The header is heavier. And sometimes the welds give a nice characteristic. Sometimes they don't. We'll have to see when we actually coat it, but this is going to be sent off to be professionally coated. The flange on this side, the collector, the welds definitely better. These welds are way better than the welds that are on there for sure. But overall, definitely a better made header, but we're talking about $350. So $350 compared to 150 bucks. Then we're gonna have to put money into coating. So now we're talking about a header in all, and that's if the coating goes right. We're talking about a header in all that could be upwards of $500 by the time the product or the project is done. And this is what you start running into when you're taking parts and then you're reformatting these parts to fit your specific scheme, because now you're in a level of personalization and customization where you have a scheme in the car. The headers as they sit from the manufacturer aren't going to work, although it's a good foundation. We're going to build on top of that foundation, and that is then money going into it, okay? And there are several parts in this build that are like that. $1,200 parts, and then having to put another $1,200 or $800 into recoating, finishing, and customization. That makes that part upward of close to $2,500 to $3,000. These are things that you need to consider when you're doing a build. How far do you want to take it? What all are you trying to achieve? What's good for you? What's not good for you? Are you going to go power? You're going to go race? You're going to go show? You're going to go street show, street race? You need to decide all of that before you start putting money into builds. I've already still made the mistake, and you're gonna always kind of make mistakes. I made mistakes probably in this lighting project that I thought would be very seamless and more of a positive experience, and it hasn't been yet. Still waiting on the last company to see if they're going to save the day as far as a retrofitting lighting company, and I do still have faith in them. The other companies, no faith at all, because that's what they've done. So try to plan as much as you can so you don't waste money, because it's likely I'm going to waste, and I probably will not recoup $1,000 out of that. I'm gonna end up trying to sell these lights probably, and I will have lost $3,000 putting into that. And I can't say completely lost, because I do have 3 sets of headlights. 2 of them I can use. 1 is still OEM factory. I can always resell it at market value. The other one has been reformatted, and it's probably just gonna be normal. And so there's ways to kind of get the money out, but at the end you still take a loss. But as far as these headers concerned, I like this header. $200 and something more than this header, but a better foundation, better company, better packaged, and probably also a better made quality header looking at these welds. And we'll do some B-roll so you can see that. So other than that, let's go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Money can matter. Somebody who doesn't care about the aesthetics too much of their engine bay, this might work, and your header might not come in as blemished as mine. Go for it. 100 and something bucks. You know, you're not trying to win any show. You're not trying to go to a race. This is probably a good header for that. This header right here is fitting what I need more because of the quality, the finish that I'm going to apply being my finish and my matched powder coat or Cerakote or ceramic coat, whatever coating you're going to put on it. And you get more room with a blank canvas versus a canvas that's already been done and you got to go back over it. So hope this video helps. $350 is the way for me to go. $135 was the way for me not to go, but it could be the way for you to go. So you make your decisions. Wolfpack out. Peace. Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here at Wolfpack Performance. Check out some of my other content on Formula One issues, our topics, and our DIY products on how to customize your vehicle. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.